Hello everybody, Jake, your resident content cowboy here, yeehaw. It's Monday. On Mondays, we do tier lists, and on Wednesdays, we wear pink.
You're Ali Larder. I'm Beyonce.
I am Beyonce always.
This tier list won't be massive because we have not had a massive seismic shift in the game. I want to give some updated opinions on the recent patch, as well as, of course, Galarian Rapidash. Taking a look at our tiers, we have our God tier, where there's only one Pokemon. Sorry, last week. We're not freaking Norse around here. We have our S tier. These Pokemon are insanely good in their role. We have our A+ tier. Very, very good and not as often banned as something you might see in S. A tier, these are really solid choices that would work very, very well. I think they're a little outclassed by some of the stuff above them, but still quite good. B+ tier, little better than kind of middle of the road than the B tier. Still got the B tier. We have our C tier, the Charizard tier, and our D tier, the Decidueye Memorial tier. Oh, mentioning the B tier is back. I have a new, I guess what would be my secondary YouTube. That became my pocket channel. So now the B tier is back. I'll have a link to it down somewhere there, like in the pinned comment and in the description. If you want to check out me playing other games when I happen to pop into that, that will be there. I think I have some Pokemon Auto Chess up on there right now. Okay, let's hop into the tier list right here. We've got Galarian Rapidash, and I'm just going to start out with exactly where it is. Galarian Rapidash is the best thing in the game. It is ludicrously good. It has a 97% ban rate right now, which is absolutely fair. This thing is ridiculously annoying to fight, very difficult to shut down, extremely fun to play because you're like turbo busted. It's not as busted as Mewtwo Y or Zacian, in my opinion. However, I do think parts of it are very, very close. The unstoppable element for sure. The damage is way too high. The thing about it is, though, like Zacian and Mewtwo existed in an environment where you could not ban them, so everyone got to play them, and because of that, the win rates were like even kind of similar to this. But Rapidash is disgusting. It's one of the more broken things that they've ever released. It deserves its ban rate, and it's definitely our God tier pick, which moves our Psyduck and our Blissey back down to the S tier, where both of them will stay. I think they're both amazing. Heading into our S tier, Miraidon is great. Did well in the tournaments this weekend, too. It has multiple viable builds, probably the best attacker in the game right now. I don't think anything else is really there at all. Umbreon, best defender in the game. Not only is it an amazing defender, but it's also kind of a flex support, which is really incredible. Psyduck, still, I mean, it's quacked. This thing is amazing. Even with its nerfs, it's still insanely impactful. Blissey, same thing. It just recently got those massive buffs to its Unite move, which is great. For the sake of having some separation here, I think LD and Hoopa are great. I don't think they're as good as these ones, so I'm going to move them down to our A+ tier. Still top tier supporters, as like basically all supporters are. Tree saw a lot of play this weekend. I think it's amazing. So our Mamo. Snorlax, I'm going to move one rung down. Not bad. I just think maybe it's a little closer to in line with Slowbro, Mime, Wiggly. Wiggly I saw none in the tournaments, which is interesting. I do think there's some room for it, but we're not seeing many teams play it. Blastoise, however, is going to stay. Blastoise just very, very good, and it's good in multiple roles, right? It kind of feels like Miraidon in that there's Rapid Spin. There's also, you know, playing it as sort of like a Surf Hydro Pump. There's Rapid Spin Pump. There's playing it as more of a carry. There's playing it as more of a tank that feeds your allies EXP. You can amp up its Unite move, like crazy good stuff. Tink, competitively, is not this high. Solo, it's definitely this high because you can farm your hammer stacks and get insanely powerful. Garchomp, Mimikyu, Zacian, all these are definitely going to stay in our A+ tier. I think Serena will as well. Honestly, I don't see a reason to move any of these all-rounders. Maybe Ceruledge, but Ceruledge's ease of play sometimes I feel like is the reason that it's just so high up there. I mean, you land that Unite move, you hit one move and a boosted right after that. Most everything is going down to that. I could see maybe an argument that Ceruledge is one tier down. Dodrio competitively doesn't seem to be doing too hot. I still think it is a pretty good Pokemon, but there is a lot of annoying stuff in the game. I'm going to move it down one simply because you're comparing it to something that's doing its job but better. So I'm going to move it down to the A tier. Greedent, not seeing much comp play, but I still think for what it does, it's super annoying and great. Greninja, I think it's amazing still. Mewtwo Y. A lot of people for a long time have been sleeping on Mewtwo Y, and I keep telling everyone this thing is still nuts, and it is. And now with the Mage Mewtwo Y build, I think this is very fair. This is probably the closest attacker to the S tier for me. It's definitely better than Greninja, I would say. Heading down to our A tier. Now, Greninja might lose some value comp, by the way, but in solo duo trio, this thing is insane. Pika, Inteleon feels like one of the best options. So does Espeon. Not that these are in any particular order. I think Glaceon maybe. You could actually make an argument, and I could probably hear it, that Espeon and Glaceon are actually closer to A+. Really nice, by the way, into Rapidash. Like Glaceon and Espeon, both really good into Rapidash because they have those sure hit moves and they're kind of able to dance around what it is trying to do. Not that anything can really get away from it, but yeah. Like Pikachu doesn't work well into it at all. Mew, I think, is good. Its win rate's kind of bad because it's really hard to be good with, but the top Mews are insane. Heading over to our Speedsters. Leafeon, still incredible. Worst win rate in the game. That's skill issue. Darkrai, I still think is A. I don't think it's any higher. It's really good, but they did nerf it, and it's more reasonable than it was. Doesn't mean it's not broken, but it's more reasonable than it was. Talon, Absol. Absol is actually a speedster that maybe Absol is the new best speedster right now. Its burst is insane, and it fits into a lot of team comps, I think, better than some of the others. I might move Absol up to our A+ tier currently, and it's seeing a lot of competitive play, which is very cool. Sword is 100% moving up to my A+ tier. I wasn't sure how good this thing was. I played it with the buffs and I thought, wow, this feels really powerful, but at the same time, I love Sword. So I was thinking, maybe this is just my, excitement for this Pokemon sort of taking over. But no, I think the buffs have been amazing for Wide Guard, Sacred Sword, Aegislash. Buzzwole, I'm keeping where it is, really powerful. Metagross, really great. Gyarados, still really great. Lapras, Snorlax, Slowbro, Wiggly, Mime, I feel like are all awesome tank choices in the game. I don't really have anything negative to say about any of them. And in solo, I'd probably move even Goodra up to A. Like, the thing is, supporters and defenders are just in this big pool of all amazing Pokemon, and having one on your team is so unbelievably valuable that it's like, you just, not having it's detrimental. Like, would I rather have a Goodra, or would I rather have another speedster, another attacker, another all-round? Like, it's so simple, right? But I do think these are slightly better maybe than our B+ tier. A9, Decidueye, Guard, Delphox, Chandelure. The only attacker I would move up here is probably Gardevoir. And I think that is a little fair now that I've kind of moved some other attackers up to A+. This feels like more in line with the rest of these right here. Pika, Inteleon, Mew, Guard, all extremely good. Decidueye, just really easily punishable, especially with Galarian Rapidash. You've got Delphox. Fire Spin Delphox is completely useless against it. Again, not that you're running into it all the time, but it is useless against it. Candle's pretty useless against it, because even with all the moves that would theoretically shut it down, they don't. Armarouge is fine. I think all of these just kind of stay here. Gengar, Meowscarada, Zeraora, and Scyther, all really strong carry Pokemon, but I don't think they're as strong as the speedsters above them, so I'm going to keep them in B+. Mewtwo X is probably better than I rate it. I just am not a fan. Dragonite, good. Dragonite's good. Scizor, see, it has its moments. It definitely doesn't have them in competitive Unite, but I think in solo queue and duo trio, Scizor can be quite good. It carries really hard, and it's hard for uncoordinated teams to deal with it. Coordinated teams, it's way easier. Water Bear got some buffs, and I still honestly am not 100% sure where to put Water Bear. I bet it's a little better than B+. Especially in the hands of a really skilled player. Lucario feels fine right here. I mean, you could say it's kind of comparable to some of the stuff in A. I think these are just a little better. Clefable, good. You can't really play it on your own as well, but Clefable is very good. Two defenders that are also quite solid. Crustle, Goodra. I love the new Goodra buffs. I think it's made it such a better choice. Our B tier, a lot of our auto attackers, great in solo, not as good in competitive, even though Cinderace has been seeing a little more play every once in a while. I'm going to move Cinder up one rung, because clearly it has a little more value. I think Duraludon and Dragapult, the thing with these Pokemon are, and this is the unfortunate thing, in uncoordinated games where there's no communication and you can get a level lead. Any carry can carry super hard. These carries definitely can. I just don't think they're the mobility for Greninja, I think, is what sets it above all the others. Also, Water Shuriken is just dummy good. But these are great carries. Venusaur, I think, is fine. Venusaur feels like middle of the road. You could maybe say B+. Machamp feels underwhelming to me. Phalanx feels fine. Azu, a little underwhelming, right? Sableye is here. It's probably A+ tier in coordinated, and in like uncoordinated it's a lot lower just because you can't take advantage of it the same way. Comfey is, once again, here we are. You have a broken Pokemon, and now you have a broken Pokemon combo. This thing will always be the broken Pokemon accelerator. It's very annoying. Ho-Oh. I've been down on Ho-Oh lately. I do think Fly Flamethrower is now the build. So it used to obviously be Fire Spin, what is it, Sky Attack? And then they nerfed it pretty good. And now it's clearly not the build. But I think Fly Flamethrower actually has some decent value. I'm going to move it up to our B+ tier. Charizard tier. Here's the thing. Sylveon Char. I was playing with Char the other day. It's fine. Char's fine. It used to be like A+, maybe even S. Right now it's fine. I don't know. I think they over nerfed it because it's not like it was so broken. Like it didn't have a 57% win rate like Rapidash. But they decided to nerf it anyway. It's probably closer to B+, especially in uncoordinated games. Maybe even A. Cramorant. I'm just putting it here because they over nerfed it, and there's no question they over nerfed it. I'll move Tyranitar up. Cramorant can hang out all by itself. T-Tar is actually fine. It's probably better than this too, but I do want to show on this tier list, like, these things are getting some love, these things are not getting some love. I think Japan got Tyranitar nerfed, so you can thank all the teams who are playing this kind of like T-Tar, Ho-Oh, nightmare comp thing to run into. So it's probably fair where it is. Again, once this thing is online, it's devastating, and I actually think they're doing a not a terrible job balancing it. But there you go. There's our updated Rapidash tier list. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope we get some big updates soon. And Pokemon Day is this month. We could get some awesome news for Unite. I hope it's coming. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. I love you guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you all next time. Oh, and thank you for all the kind words when you see me on the broadcast. I do see a lot of you in chat, so thank you for that. I really appreciate it. We did it. Oh. And to the people who keep typing in the chat that you think Spragels should get a raise, there are people who do this. You're legendary. Because, I mean, it's not going to change whether or not I get a raise, but I love it. Imagine someone coming to your job and being like, this guy needs a raise. It's great. More power to you.